How you doing? I'm Hemp Shack Dave. This is my show, The American Toker. Today we're going to be doing a little story. I'm going to smoke a joint of some Jack Rare, and I'm going to tell you how I met him at the Grateful Dead shows. And a happy first day of fall. This is my favorite time of the year. All the good kind buds are coming off. We're going to get that fucking harvest here in California. Fucking so much good weed out there. It's a beautiful place to live. Okay, so let's open this up. This joint is infused with diamonds, by the way, and it's from West Coast Cure. Nice packaging. All right, so why don't you guys sit back, grab your bong, grab a joint, get something to drink, and sit back and enjoy this video. And let's get on with the show. All right. Now, the way I met Jack was I met him through a friend of mine named Dave Kisner, known as Hemp Man, who I also met at the Dead shows. And we became really good friends. I did a video on him already. And he kept telling me, you got to meet my friend Jack Rare. And I eventually met Jack at a Grateful Dead show at the Shoreline Amphitheater. And that was back when you could camp out for 3 days, and they played 3 days in a row. It was a lot of fun. And Dave goes, hey, Jack's here, I want you to meet him. And he took me, and there was a bus with the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers painted on it, and a big old hemp flag up on top of it flying. And it said like renewable resource, and it was just all about the hemp thing. And then I got invited onto Jack's bus, and we got high, and he told me all about his book, The Emperor Wears No Clothes. And this is probably 91, I would say. And he was just a really cool cat. And then I started running him at the Dead shows, and we became friends. And then when I opened up my shop, he came and helped me. We opened up in 95, first day of spring, 1995. And then we started campaigning out of there for the hemp initiative. And Jack was very controversial, and he was a political guy in the hemp movement. And all the news stations came down to my shop because he was there. So we got all kinds of free publicity, and it was really cool. And over the years, you know, he would always come in my shop and he'd tell me, I really love this shop. And he was always proud of how he helped me when I opened, and I got my foothold there in Fresno because of all the free publicity I got, because he helped me out. And we kept doing the initiatives there. And I remember Channel 26 was there, and there was one of the newscasters did a newscast with us, and we offered him weed. He said, oh, I don't smoke weed, but my girlfriend does. So we gave him some weed, which was really cool. And people would come to my shop, and Jack would be sitting there behind the counter getting high with me, and they would trip out because he was on the high times on the wall behind me. And he was really famous, and every time he would come into town, people would come in and have him sign all their books and stuff like that. And because of the Grateful Dead and Jack Rare, That's why this movement is here. And also Dennis Perone. No one can forget Dennis Perone because he had the original dispensary in San Francisco called the Big Top, and he got arrested many times. And he was a gay rights activist, and he really fought for his cause. He really helped everyone. And Dennis was a good man. And I will tell you a story about how I met him in another video. Right now, I'm really grooving on this fucking joint, though. So anyway, I remember Jack before he had a stroke, and he was a fiery motherfucker, man. He was all about, he had passion, man. I'm telling you, he was passionate about what he believed in. Damn, this joint's good. And, you know, he moved up to Oakhurst for a while. He was writing a book all about mushrooms and how they helped him with the stroke, the Amanita muscaris. And he was just always around, and we were always hanging out. We even, at the Tower Theater, we got high as fuck out in front of the theater and went in and watched Ziggy Marley. And he'd come to my house and get high. He was my friend. And, you know, I really fucking miss him. He was a good man, and you guys, remember this. Because of him, we have what we fucking have. Him and all the old school guys like Dennis Perone and Dave Kinsner, all them people were pushing it. You know, Eddie Lepp, all those guys, we owe it to them. And we also owe it to the Grateful Dead, because without them, all this knowledge would not have got spread all around. Deadheads, they learned all that knowledge because the parking lot was where you could learn all kinds of stuff that was counterculture. And they spread the word. That's where 420 came from. They started handing out flyers at the Dead shows, and then 420 took off. And then once High Times heard about it, it was over. Everybody knew about fucking 420. But over the years, Jack did a lot of stuff. Like, he really campaigned hard for what he did. He even got arrested one time. He was out in front of a federal building there in LA, and Reagan was getting inaugurated to go get a fucking haircut. And he drove by and he said, "Why are the Canadians protesting?" He thought the fucking hemp flag, the big pot leaf, was a fucking maple leaf, dumb motherfucker. And they go, "Oh no, that's the marijuana activists. And they have the right to be there. We tried getting rid of them, we can't do nothing." And when Reagan got in office, he says, "I'll take care of that." And he did. He enacted an old maritime law, and he arrested Jack for registering voters on federal property after dark. And instead of pleading guilty, he went to fucking jail. And that gave him time to write The Emperor Wears No Clothes. He had all this fucking knowledge that people had gave him over the years. In fact, Jack didn't even like pot when he was younger. He got his eyes opened up to it, and then he said, first time he smoked it, he asked his girlfriend who had smoked it with, "Why is this shit illegal?" And she goes, "I don't know." And that started him on his fucking path. And his son Dan is still charging forward with that shit. Dan Hare is the new face of this fucking movement. And give him respect where it's due too. Like, you know, Eddie Lepp's passed away. Dave Kinsner, Hemp Man's passed away. Jack's passed away. Dennis Perone passed away. All these motherfuckers that were my friends. And they were the original old school. And, you know, now it's like my turn to pass the shit on to you motherfuckers. Because you need to share this fucking knowledge. Don't think, you know, you younger people, you don't realize how much fucking we fought for what we have nowadays. I mean, we really fucking put a lot on the line. I smoked pot since I was in 7th grade, and you know what? I always spoke my fucking mind, and I always ended up with shitty jobs and treated like a second-class fucking citizen. But I didn't give a fuck. If I was in a room, motherfuckers talking shit on pot, I'd tell them, "Fuck you," and I'd say what was right. And you know, that's how I feel. And then when I met Jack, Jack told me something. He goes, "You know what? Once pot was legal," he said, "You know what? Fuck them. They owe us a fucking apology." And that's the attitude we should all take. Fuck them. They owe us an apology. We were right all along, and they treated us like second-class fucking citizens for smoking pot. That's bullshit. And you know what else Jack told me? To shamelessly promote myself. And I am doing that because you know what? I love this fucking movement. I fought for it my whole fucking life, and I'm proud to be where I am. And I appreciate all you people watching this video. and watching my channel. And I know I'm going off on a little rant, but you know, it really is. The hemp movement, yeah, everybody loves smoke pot, but don't forget about fucking hemp. It can save the fucking planet. You can make everything out of it. The first American flag was made with fucking hemp. You can make like petroleum products out of hemp. It makes plastics. You can do everything with it. The seed is super nutritional, has a lot of omega fatty acids in it. It's really a beneficial plant. It's the strongest, longest natural fiber on earth. The army jackets used to be made of hemp. The fucking ropes that saved George Bush Sr.'s life when he jumped out of that fucking airplane on that parachute was with fucking hemp. And then Jack had heard about a movie called Hemp for Victory that was a World War II movie to promote hemp farmers to grow it because the supply from the Philippines had been cut off. And you know what? They told him it wasn't around, and he went with his crew, and that fucking guy, being passionate as he is, he went to every fucking little library in different places, and they found it at some little college library. And because they found and proved it, it was admitted back to the Library of Congress, and that's some fucking cool fucking shit right there. And I'm just, you know, I'm getting ready to wrap this joint up, but I'm going to tell you, I love that man. He was a good guy. And, you know, you guys, if you haven't read the book, The Emperor Wears No Clothes, you should fucking read it. It will educate you. It will open your fucking eyes. And hopefully, it'll make you where you get on a path where you want to change this planet from all these fucked up petroleum products and all this shit. We'll be saving the planet with fucking hemp. And with that, I want to tell all you guys, I'm sending you much love. Have a beautiful day. Peace out.